Okay, in today's video I'm going to go over the top 7 mods you can do for your G35 or for your 350Z. And by top mods, I mean the best. Not bottom of the barrel, not mediocre, the best. So, let's start with the very first mod that is the best. Is KW V3 coilovers. These coilovers, what are different about these than any other coilover is during the coilover you're allowed to adjust compression and rebound. So what's different is these coilovers actually give you the best of both worlds, and that is they have comfort and performance. A lot of coilovers you get, the $800 coilovers, they just ride stiff as shit. They're very stiff and not very comfortable, and people only use them for adjusting ride height. Is really what they care about. Yes, I adjusted ride height with these. I prefer function over form. So these coilovers, I do about a 2-finger wheel gap, and it rides way better than OEM, way smoother, way more comfortable, and you can take corners at unbelievable speeds. So these coilover V3s are number 1 on my list for the best mod you can do on your suspension for a G35 or a 350Z. Okay, here's the toolkit that comes with your KW V3 coilovers. And if you guys are curious on how much these cost, they're $2,700 for these coilovers, so they're not cheap. But you get what you pay for. They ride way better than OEM and way better than most coilovers on the market. I would say probably Owens are better, and that's about it. KW's next. So in this toolkit, here's how you're able to adjust the rebound. So you take this little knob right here, you stick it, if I can get it to stick in there. So there's a knob that you stick in, so you're able to adjust rebound. And if you want to adjust the compression, you have to do the adjustment right there. So compression you adjust from the bottom, rebound you adjust from the top. And here's a tool if you want to adjust the ride height on the collar. This is how you would do it with this tool right here supplied in the kit. Alright, number 2 would have to be the exhaust. Now, there's many different options of exhaust you can get out there on the web, and unfortunately you get what you pay for. So, we're talking about the top mods for your G35, and by far the top mod would be by Motordyne. So, this exhaust is different than a lot of other exhausts. It's the only one on the market that actually has no drone. How he's able to do that is by Helmholtz resonators, which are these right here. And the best way to explain it is it's like a pop bottle. As you blow air across the pop bottle, amplitude and scavenging both increase and vacuum is drawn. So that creates a great harmonic that is very unique. And if you like the sound of your VQ, this is how you make it sound exotic. No and ifs or buts about it. So let me show you here the arc pipes that go with it. They are actually number 2, and then number 3 would be the Shockwave. Now I'm speaking from experience here. I've had resonated test pipes, I've had Burke high flow cats, which are junk. They completely blow out, they didn't make any power anyways. So test pipes, as soon as you get test pipes, resonated or not, they sound like shit. They put in a lot of rasp and drone into your exhaust system. So number 2 is why I'm putting the arc pipes there, is because these right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, these right here, it's the key to making your exhaust having no drone or rasp. Not only do they not have any drone or rasp, it really increases the harmonics. It makes the most power of any mod you can really do. It makes 10 more wheel horsepower than a test pipe. And test pipes are known to give you 10 wheel horsepower, so it's up to 20 wheel horsepower if that was your first mod, just by arc pipes. So the way they work is they alter the exhaust harmonics by flowing with those added side chambers, which I was talking about of the Helmholtz resonators. These chambers affect the sound, and they make sure the drone is completely reduced. It's really, it's the best mod you can do if you really care about how your car sounds. So let's give it, you know, even here at the nice idle, you can tell it's just a great little perk. I mean, it can be very quiet when it wants to be, but this exhaust is savage when you rip into it. So speaking of savage, pretty sure that sounded pretty savage. So, Motordyne Shockwave is by far one of the best mods you can get for your 350Z or your G35. No doubts about it. I had NVIDIA Gemini before, and once I heard this exhaust, I sold the NVIDIA Gemini, and it was the greatest thing I ever did. This exhaust was worth every single penny. Okay, number 3 on my list is diff bushing. The reason I'm putting this as number 3 performance part is because when you're putting the power down, you don't want wheel hop. And to stop wheel hop, you have to replace this bushing. So if you go and look at your bushing and you see oil dripping out of it, that means your OEM bushing is busted. So if you want to fix the wheel hop, so when you go ahead and drop the clutch and lay the power down, you're not sitting there bouncing around like a bunny rabbit, shaking the shit out of your whole car, that would be the number 3 performance mod I recommend, white line bushing. And if you don't know how to do it, I have a video at the end of this that you can click on and it'll show you the install. Also, there's a Nismo diff cover. Okay, number 5 on the list is going to be the 75mm throttle body by NWP. It takes the OEM throttle body, which is 70mm, and it goes up to 75. So currently I just have this engine cold air intake, which it starts at 4 inches at the pipe here, and then it slowly tapers back down to OEM size, which is under 3 here by the math. So I'm talking with Admin Tuning right now. He's going to make me a custom long tube intake, which is 3.5 all the way until in front of the bumper, and 3.5 inches right here to the math. So that should definitely give me some more gains. He's saying on top of my tune, which I already have 37 wheel horsepower and 45 torque, he's saying his air intake with all the breather mods I already have, I should gain an additional 16 wheel horsepower. So stay tuned to that. I will be having a dyno video come out once I add this mod to the car. And I'm waiting until it's not the furnace here in Arizona at 115 degrees. I'm waiting here until October so I can get a pretty good accurate reading. So that'd be number 5 on my list, would be the NWP big bore throttle body. And number 6 is a dyno tune. You can't add all these mods and expect to gain any performance horsepower numbers without a tune. Resetting the ECU will do nothing. You have to actually go get a dyno tune. So that's why I'm saying that's number 6 is a dyno tune. And number 7 has to be the Passport radar detector. You can't expect to have all these go fast mods and not have any protection. That's the worst thing that can happen till you get your license taken away and you can't drive your car. Yeah, he's like, hey, what's up? Alright. Passport's working just like it should be. Why am I getting pegged up? I'm really getting good. Let's see, hit mute on this thing so I don't die. So this is what we call Sedona. Alright, in today's video I wanted to go over a stealth radar detector. It's by Passport, 8500 CI. I got it about 4 years ago. It's down here in the very front of the bumper, as you can see right there. This radar detector has about a 30,000 foot range, picks up which equates to about 5 miles. This radar detector, I'll show some examples of how good it works because it's an unbelievable detector. It's really kept me safe and I've never really gotten a ticket. Especially after the trouble you've seen in my other videos, where I've had some motion discoveries and shown you evidence in court where I'd had some running with the law. That hasn't happened since I've gotten this detector, and I'll show you the benefits of it. Okay, now the 8500 CI, here's the installation of it. As you can see, it's very stealth. So I have the Nismo front bumper put on, and the OEM bumper has this, this plastic thing. It has like foam around it as an insert. So with the Nismo bumper, there was a lot more room. I just took the foam off this insert, and then this is where I screwed the detector into. So it's, whenever the cops are actually radaring you, the radar is shot into the very front of the bumper anyways. So this is a more efficient place to actually put the detection unit versus putting it in your windshield. So, let's see here, the little start sequence of when it starts up. So I set it so it just shows the voltage. So I know when my battery starts to get low. You can set it so it shows whatever different display you want it to show. Little view. It's quite beautiful here. Okay. The next thing I did is I pulled out this ashtray, and then I cut basically a hole in the bottom of it so this little display unit could be propagated up right here. So what I did is I took like just a rubber hose, found it at the right, I guess you would say, thickness, and then I stuck it back there and put a little bit of silicone on it, and then this I just taped, and it holds right there in spot. So now what's nice about this, even though it's a stealth radar detector, is whenever you get pulled over, if a cop sees a radar detector hanging out right there in the front of your windshield, he's going to give you no sympathy. He thinks that you're being arrogant and you expect to get out of a ticket. So he won't write you a warning. So what's nice about this is as soon as the cop pulls you over, if he ever does, because this radar detector is so good, it's laughable how early it detects before a cop ever sees you. The range on it's 30,000 feet, which equates to about 5 miles. But if that ever did happen, all you would do is flip this up, and as you can see, the unit is completely hidden out of sight. So you just go ahead and push down on it, and there it comes. It reappears. So if you're curious on how much I spent on this detector, radar detector, I'll go ahead and show that to you now. So let's see here. I bought it in 2013, and the cost on it was $500. And I didn't get the shifter packs. You can spend an extra $200 on the shifter packs, and the shifter packs jam radar units. And shifter packs are illegal. Radar detector is not. So what's interesting about this is I've had a cop pull me over before, back when I was in Ohio, because the cops there are really terrorists. When he pulled me over, he told me, he goes, "You know that radar detector is illegal?" I go, "How's it illegal? I bought it at Best Buy." "They don't sell marijuana at Best Buy, do they?" He goes, No, they don't sell marijuana at Best Buy." I go, "Well, then if radar detectors were illegal, they wouldn't be selling them at Best Buy, would they?" And he was like, But he couldn't write me a ticket for a radar detector because I told him there is no such ticket. But ever since Ohio, it's been over 7 years, I haven't got a citation. So if you'd like to see my other video on how I got out of some tickets, you can go ahead and check that out. It was from about 7 years ago. It's a pretty intense cop chase. I'll have it linked in the bottom of this description and also at the end of this video. Okay, so where I ran the wiring for the detector is right here. As you pop this panel down, you can see right there's the wiring. And I'm going to grab a light. Okay, you see this black wire right there? That's the wire I ran to the ashtray for the radar detector. And I ran it through the firewall. So as you can see, the black wire goes up through here, and it comes out up by the battery case. So let's take a look at that. So as you can see, the wire is right here that I just zip tied, and then I ran it right through here. And then it goes, if you go in back behind this battery, right back here, there's actually a hole into the firewall. And all I did is I put it through the rubber grommet, and then I put a little silicone around it. Really nothing to it. And it just goes right down there to the actual radar detector. So this would be all I have for you guys today. Just wanted to show you my stealth radar detector. And that'll do it. See you later. That's violent. Well, motor dying, she don't want to play around.